Every legend has a beginning. For Jim Carrey, the man who would become one of the greatest comedic actors in history, it started with a spark of imagination and a fearless energy long before the cameras were rolling. From a 5-year-old child in Canada to a 63-year-old global icon, his journey is a story of hardship, resilience, and boundless creativity. Today, we'll walk through his life, decade by decade, and discover how a boy with a gift for laughter became a man who changed comedy forever. Childhood and early life. Jim Carrey was born in 1962 in Newmarket, Ontario, the youngest of 4 children. His father, Percy, was a saxophonist and accountant, while his mother, Kathleen, struggled with health issues. Life at home was often difficult. When Jim was just a boy of 5, he already used humor as a way to brighten the room, entertaining classmates with impressions and even making teachers laugh with his boundless energy. But behind the laughter, the Carrey family faced real challenges. When his father lost his job, the family slipped into poverty. Jim, still in his early teens, worked as a janitor alongside his siblings to help keep the household afloat. It was a heavy burden for a child, yet he never abandoned his love for performing. He would write to The Carol Burnett Show declaring that he was destined for television. The odds were stacked against him, but even then, Jim's belief in his dream never wavered. Teenage struggles and breakthrough. At 15, Jim Carrey stepped onto a comedy club stage for the first time. The act didn't go well, nerves got the better of him, and the audience didn't laugh. Most would have quit, but Jim refused. He practiced every single day, refining his timing and his uncanny ability to mimic voices. By 17, he was back on stage, sharper and funnier, earning regular spots at clubs in Toronto. These early years were marked by determination. Carrey developed a style unlike anyone else, full of rubber-faced expressions, wild energy, and a willingness to look ridiculous if it made people laugh. His family remained his anchor, supporting him even when success seemed uncertain. First steps in Hollywood. In the early 1980s, Jim took the leap to Hollywood. He performed at the Comedy Store in Los Angeles, where legendary comedian Rodney Dangerfield spotted him. Impressed by his originality, Dangerfield signed Jim as the opening act for his tour. This was Carrey's first taste of real opportunity. Soon, television roles followed. He appeared in shows like The Duck Factory and took small film parts, but his style seemed too bold for the mainstream. Hollywood wasn't sure where to place him. Even so, Carrey's persistence never faltered, and his moment was just around the corner. In Living Color and Rise to Fame. The turning point came in 1990 when Carrey joined the cast of the sketch show In Living Color. Here he unleashed unforgettable characters like Fire Marshal Bill, showcasing his outrageous physical comedy. Audiences couldn't take their eyes off him, and for the first time, he was a household name. Then came 1994, the year that changed everything. Within 12 months, Jim Carrey starred in Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, The Mask, and Dumb and Dumber. All 3 films became massive box office hits. Practically overnight, Carrey went from struggling comedian to one of Hollywood's most bankable stars. The peak of stardom. The mid to late 1990s were Jim Carrey's golden years. He returned for Ace Ventura, When Nature Calls played the Riddler in Batman Forever, and charmed audiences in Liar Liar. His blend of physical comedy and heartfelt sincerity made him irresistible. But 1998 proved he was more than just comedy. In The Truman Show, Carrey delivered a deeply moving performance as a man trapped in a televised world. Critics praised his emotional depth, and he won a Golden Globe. A year later, he transformed into Andy Kaufman for Man on the Moon, a performance so convincing it earned him another Golden Globe and cemented his reputation as a serious actor as well as a comedian. Early 2000s and emotional depth. The new millennium brought even more variety. In 2003, Bruce Almighty became a global success, reminding audiences of his ability to deliver pure fun. Then in 2004, Carrey stunned once again with Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. His vulnerable portrayal of a heartbroken man searching for peace won critical acclaim and proved his talent went far beyond comedy. Through the 2000s, he balanced comedies like Yes Man and Fun with Dick and Jane, with deeper, more experimental roles. He showed that laughter and tragedy could exist side by side, often within the same performance. Personal struggles and later years. Away from the spotlight, Carrey was open about his struggles with depression and the pressures of fame. These challenges weighed heavily on him, but they also shaped the wisdom he would later share with the world. He encouraged others to embrace vulnerability and authenticity, reminding fans that behind every smile there can be unseen battles. During the 2010s, Carrey slowed down his Hollywood output. He appeared in Mr. Popper's Penguins and reunited with Jeff Daniels for Dumb and Dumber 2. He later delighted fans as Dr. Robotnik in Sonic the Hedgehog, proving he still had the energy and charisma that made him famous. Beyond acting, he dedicated himself to painting and writing, surprising many with his artistic depth. His work revealed a reflective and philosophical side of a man, often known only for comedy. Jim Carrey now, age 63. At 63 years old, Jim Carrey has stepped back from full-time acting, describing himself as semi-retired. He chooses projects sparingly, only when they speak to him creatively. Most of his time is now spent painting, writing, and speaking about life, spirituality, and creativity. His legacy, however, continues to shine. From the child who cracked jokes at 5 years old to the man who became one of the highest-paid actors in Hollywood, Carrey's life is proof that resilience and authenticity can carry us through. He has inspired millions to see comedy not just as entertainment, but as a lifeline that can heal and uplift. Jim Carrey's journey is not only about fame, it is about perseverance, about finding light in darkness, and about using humor as a tool for survival. He showed the world that laughter can be as powerful as any weapon, capable of breaking barriers and touching hearts. So when we look at Jim Carrey's photos from his early childhood in Canada to the present day at 63, we don't just see the growth of an actor. We see the growth of a man who turned hardship into art, pain into wisdom, and comedy into legacy. If this journey through Jim Carrey's life inspired you, share this video with others, subscribe for more stories of legends, and remember, the truest gift of comedy is its power to keep us going.